We are live here with the super talented, super soulful, super duper, the best
Oh
of
snap!
air.
What's
We are so
up? I'm
excited to
so
be on here
excited.
with you.
We are
Yes,
live. Finally, at last.
we
I'm
are
so happy.
finally at last
With
live. All
Right.
right, y'all need to get into it, okay? As she says,
Get into it.
get into
I love
it.
that.
All right. So this amazing man here has been going through today, but he was still a man of his word and came through
Oh
here
my
for this
gosh, it
interview.
was
So we need to
crazy.
give him a whole round of applause for that.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got tripped up today running errands and rushing and left my phone and all kind of stuff. But I was like, oh no, I'm not missing this.
You know,
And
you
so,
know,
so
we appreciate you. We
thank
appreciate
you.
you. We are eager to get into these questions. So
Oh
let's
yeah,
get straight
let's
into this.
go.
All right.
Absolutely. Let's
So
give it.
many artists have roots in church, and that's how they start, right? It is the birthplace of many artists' music careers. So, how was singing in church instrumental in your career?
You said again, how was it singing in church?
Instrumental to your career.
You know what? It was my foundation. It's how I really got my start and build my confidence. It was the first platform, and it was just
Mhm.
such a loving environment,
Yeah.
opportunity to have a stage because most people don't necessarily have the resources to
Right.
record, right away.
Mhm.
Or I know when I was growing up, it wasn't as accessible to be in a studio per se,
Right.
or to pursue music. So gospel music and church and ministry was a way for me to really use my gifts and my talents and
Hey.
to really sharpen it. So I'm
Right.
grateful for that all day.
For sure. For sure. So, you have throughout your career, starting from, in the church to moving on, open up for acts like, Fred Hammond, you open up for
Yeah.
Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child, Ty Tribbett, the list goes on and on and on.
Wow. You
So,
taking me back. You taking me back. That was like 10 years ago when
I
I
know.
first started, but oh my gosh, I'm saying it was totally one of the most incredible experiences. Yes.
Awesome. And so, do you remember the first time you opened for a big act? How you felt right before you hit the stage?
I think I was probably nervous.
Yeah.
I still get that nervous energy today, but I think it's really great. It's all about how you channel it. And for
Yeah.
me, it makes me like really focus in on the intention of the performance, the music,
Right.
connecting with people and stuff like that.
Mhm.
My first time opening for a big act, I honestly don't remember who it was first,
Mhm.
but I know
There's so many at this point. They just
it's
the
been
list
a
goes on and
it's been
on.
a long time, but I know that it was in Chicago and like um for me when I first started, I had a group and I had incredible, band and singers. I still have incredible band and singers, but I wasn't always a solo artist, just me. I
Right.
had like a choir back then.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I was nervous, but it was so exciting to perform with my peers and my brothers and sisters in music. And it's just something I've been doing forever at this point. I'm
I
just so
know.
ready to release, you know.
Your projects.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Your own. Yes. So let's, rewind a little bit. You talked about, like getting
Yes.
ready for a performance. So tell us a little bit about how you get ready, for a performance when you're getting ready to perform live or when you're, getting ready to
Yes.
perform nowadays.
Well, these days everything's virtual
Yeah.
and it's really a challenge, but I think it's a great thing that we need to get used to doing is
Mm.
just being prepared and still connecting with people even through even virally or
Yeah.
through social media because that's just the age we in. And so
Right.
it's been teaching me to get more creative.
Mm-hmm.
What I do before performances, I pray.
Yes.
I try to center myself or meditate. I
Mm-hmm.
warm up. I probably sing it all day. So if you're around me at a show day, you're gonna be annoyed. But no, on a show day, honestly, on a show day, I'm not gonna be singing too much. I'm gonna do my warm ups early on, doing
Okay.
sound check and stuff like that. And then you just need to just be quiet and just go
Just
into your
center
little.
yourself.
You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
be focused and just really know that you're there for the people and to connect with the people. and to express your art and to share, like tell your story basically through
Right.
your. So I'm just always trying to focus on the energy of the night, um, what the people need. So like, I feel like sometimes depending on what seasons, like this season that we're in right now,
Mm,
people are going through, and I feel like they need to be encouraged and
right.
they need to be loved and just uplifted. So I would probably pick music that's in that vein.
Okay.
You know, I try to fill out the event, see what it's about. If it's a party or something, want to turn up,
Right.
all about the turn up vibes too. But always trying to have balance and
Mhm.
just meditating on. I want to leave people with substance. I want to leave them something
Right.
that they can reflect on beyond this night, beyond this moment,
Right.
something, and also um, take them away. So I feel like
Right.
music is like it's almost like a time machine, if you will,
Mhm.
or a rocket,
You
because it
know
could
what?
blast you
Yeah.
off into another world, or it could take you back to a memory or to a place, um, that you were before, and you remember a song that that made you feel something. So I'm
Mhm.
just always about feeling and trying to be intentional about that. So before performance, that's my intention, to just get in my zone and make sure I'm ready to hit the stage.
So awesome, so awesome. And you do that, throughout all that you do. I see you telling
Oh,
a story, whether you're on live, you know what I mean, in the studio somewhere. You're always
oh,
you
snap.
always bring that energy. I definitely appreciate it for sure.
Oh, thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. And it's so encouraging to hear that, because I think that as creatives, we're always our own worst critic. And for me,
Hmm.
the social media thing is something that I've embraced, but it's still fairly new to me.
Right.
So this has been a great experience to just connect with people, and to I guess shake off some of my shyness, if
Mm.
you will, and just know that I'm here. It's my time, and like I've been getting good energy and good love and support. So I'm just so grateful for that.
For sure. Yes, and we're eager to, help you share your story with everyone and your music and all that good stuff. So let's
That's
get into
right.
some fun questions. So you were
Okay.
the protege of the Grammy Award winning Empress of Soul, Gladys Knight. So talk a little bit about the first time you met her and how your career has grown since then.
Wow. So, she's like my adopted grandmother. She's
Yeah.
not my blood grandmother. And some people be like, "She your real grandma?" And I'm like, "Does it matter?" But, we're so close, and I'm so blessed to have her as my
Mhm.
mentor and my grandmother. And
Mhm.
her husband are a part of my management team as
Right.
well. And that's so incredible. The
Mhm.
first time I met Gladys, this was probably almost 8 years ago.
Okay.
I toured with her for maybe 6 years, and I found out about the audition through a mutual um, person in the industry that
Okay.
I knew.
Mhm.
And they told me about the audition, but they knew me as a songwriter at the time, because I really wasn't pursuing artistry. And they
Okay.
just knew, oh, Avir knows great singers. He's a songwriter. Maybe he'll know somebody that's good for this tour with Gladys. Let's hit him up and have him recommend somebody. So I recommended two artists, and
Mhm.
put them in touch. I don't know. They never sent their audition tapes.
Oh no.
It's like a legit Gladys Knight connect. Why?
Right.
It's
Right.
tripping. So I
Yeah.
didn't want to look like I wasn't the guy that
Right.
could deliver what they asked for. So I just was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna send my own audition tape.
Hey.
And despite my own personal doubts, because I was
Mhm.
honestly completely different than what they asked for. Because
Okay.
when they were very specific about the vocalist they wanted, and like
Mhm.
they were like, "You want?" They actually, the words were, "We want someone like Zacardi Cortez." I don't know if you
Okay.
guys know who that is in
Yeah.
gospel music.
Gospel singer.
He's from Houston. He sings with James Fortune, all these people.
Mhm.
Great vocalist. It's very strong voice, high register,
Right.
crazy
Right.
hands. Just
Right.
I'm a crooner. At this time, my voice wasn't even as high as it is now,
Okay.
and it's just was I just didn't feel confident. But something was like, send the tape. So I sent the tape. They loved it and
Awesome.
asked to have a meeting in person, and for
Wow.
me to come to Vegas, because I was still here and I was living in LA at the time,
Okay.
still in LA,
Mhm.
and Gladys was based in Vegas. And they're like, we want you to come to Vegas to have a in-person interview,
Right.
and see if, like, audition, see if you're the fit. They're going on a 30 city tour in like 2 weeks
Mhm.
with the OJs. It was like a national tour, and
Mm-hmm.
they need this singer. And you know, I'm really discouraged because the audition gets postponed, then
Oh no.
canceled, then rescheduled, and it happened 2 or 3 times.
Oh
So
god.
by the third time, I was over it. I was like, these people are playing in my face. It's not meant to be. It's not happening.
Oh.
So I deliberately missed the bus. It was supposed to be a mega bus. I missed the bus to go to this audition because I was like, it's probably gonna get canceled anyway. And I woke up out of my sleep that morning, and something told me I feel it was the Holy Spirit because
Hey.
it was like you're gonna. This is the biggest mistake you'll ever make.
Oh.
And I hopped up and I called my manager, like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. I missed the bus to the audition. And so she was like, go to the airport right now. I'm going to get you a one-way flight. And so she
Hey.
got me a flight. Shout out to Nicole Hayward, my manager. I love you. She's been with me
Yes.
for 10 years. She got me that flight. I went and I met Gladys. And it was very nerve-wracking because it was this pressure. Um, Mind you, everyone in her company at the time were older than me.
Mm-hmm.
I came into the company at 23 years old.
Yeah.
Everybody else was over 40. Maybe one other person was in her 30s.
Okay.
But everybody else was like, you know, nice and
Mm-hmm.
seasoned. And I think maybe that's partially why she was looking for new singers because people were retiring and just doing
Yeah.
other things with their lives. They've been with her for
Mm-hmm.
40, 30, 50 years. Like, okay.
Right. Right. Right.
So, so I think it was maybe a Wednesday, and the audition went great. And baby, by that Friday, I had the job. And
Hey. So
I was stoked.
awesome.
I was stoked, but it was crazy because we did the 30 city tour, and then basically someone who had the job before me
Mm-hmm.
was a missionary
Oh.
and was on a trip overseas
Mm-hmm.
for years, right?
Uh-huh.
But they were promised that whenever they were done with their mission, they'll get their job back. That meant I had to go. So it was crazy because they let me go to
Mm-hmm.
bring this girl back, but then something with her didn't work out. So
That
they
was
had to
the Lord.
call me. They had to call me and rehire me and give me a raise.
Hey.
You
Look at
feel
our
me?
Harvard. No offense.
And really
Yeah.
apologize like we effed up. Sorry. And after that, that's when the door opened for me to write and to do more because it was kind of like, well, who is this guy anyway? I mean, he is pretty good. I guess we could just bring him back. And I'm just like, yeah, said no to me though. I don't know if you got something else for me. And they raised that thing on up, and I walked
Hey.
in the
That
door,
is
and
amazing.
you know, I'm so grateful because I never imagined that I would be her protege, let
Yeah.
alone to tour with her. Or, I've written songs for Miss Gladys. We
Mm-hmm.
won NAACP Image Award for our work.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful because there's so much more that's happening in this season. And
Right.
it's already been such a great ride so far. So it's just, you only can just trust the process, be grateful for the process,
Yeah.
continue to grind, continue to authentically be you. And this project is the truest and most accurate
Mm-hmm.
sound diary of who I am. And it's my first project in like 10 years, and it's like I said, my first project was gospel, so it's a whole new genre, a whole new
Right.
brand name, a whole new person almost, because it's
Yeah.
just been, I'm a father now. uh,
Yeah.
but
Congratulations. Mhm.
thank you. Well, I've been a father for 10 years. So my daughter's 10 years
However, we
old, so I'm saying
celebrating
father
fathers
now like she
today.
do. But she's like, but yeah, she's a big girl. And it's just, but her coming into who she is has helped
Right.
to shape who I am. And
Yeah.
it's just great. But Miss Gladys is definitely a highlight in my life and in my career. And I'm just grateful for
So
her. Shout out to you, Gigi, if she watches, because she sometimes will come and watch when they nosy and see what I'm doing. So yes.
so awesome. So kind of as we've been walking, through your career, we definitely want to get into your project. But before we do that,
Yes. Yeah, this
let's right
project.
into it right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's talk about your project
Let's
right now. Right now.
go.
What's going on?
Because I can't
Let's
hold
go.
I can't hold the excitement if I try.
No.
I've honestly been working on this project, I want to say for 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
consciously for 2 to 3 years. And it was I didn't even know that's what I was doing because I was just recording and getting to know who I was again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when you've been blessed to travel,
Mm-hmm.
you you just learn new things and you meet new people, and your perspective of life and culture and music and technology is all just opened up because I had, grew up in Chicago and was very
Mm-hmm.
exposed to music. But touring with Gladys, it's like now I'm overseas and I'm in Scotland and in France and here and
Right.
all over the US, and I'm meeting people who have other perspectives of life.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Mm-hmm.
perspectives help to make me who I am. So this project is a reflection of all of this magic that I've
Yeah.
experienced over the last, 5 to 6 years. And then really the last few years, because I stopped touring with Gladys in 2017
Mm-hmm.
and I started my own company.
Yes.
Um, I'm
Talk
so
about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
yeah. So I have to backtrack a little bit because this company is a big reason as to why I'm able to do this project.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Culture Moguls Incorporated. We are incorporated. Hey,
Shout out to the Culture Moguls Incorporated.
yeah, and I love it because Culture Moguls. When I thought about this name with the team, we were like, you know, we aspire to be moguls, and we are young moguls in our own right. But not just of music, not just of fashion. It's just of the whole culture because
Yes.
we're so involved and so um inspired by the culture, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that so I guess that phrase is used so loosely these times. Like we're doing it for
Culture.
the culture. We're doing it for the culture.
Right.
But I think that I've had enough experience to really know what the culture is. And I
Right.
think it's about community, and it's about the advancement of the community,
Yes.
how we're able to advance it through art and technology and through sharing our resources, positivity, encouragement, and just bridging the gap. For me, it's about bridging the gap between the industry and the community because we need community in order to have an industry, and we need the industry to reach back out
Right.
and pour into the people that they're
Yes.
using to
Right.
do all of these jobs, and they're making all of this money. So it's great that we have opportunities like this to talk to people like you, Ashley,
Yeah. Thank you.
about projects like my project.
Right.
Culture Moguls is this is the first EP. I do have a title for it. I've been on the fence about talking about the title just until I get all of our work and everything done.
Sure. Sure.
Um, but the title's great and the music is so vibey, because it's crazy for me. I started in gospel and then I did a Christmas EP maybe 5 years ago, and it was kind of like a safe transition for me to just
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about love, but still has a little bit to do with the Lord. But
Right. Right. Right.
yeah, because I just was so at that point, I think scared or just worried of what people would think.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've been so free from that mindset of just because it'll hold you back and it'll stifle you sometimes if you
Right.
try to determine or pre-diagnose what other people are thinking. Just do what you feel, and who is for it will reach, and who is not for it, that's okay. So I've been in that space, and this allowed me the freedom to evolve into
Mm-hmm.
an artist that talks about real shit, and that's sometimes not gospel. But it is the gospel. It is the good news because it's
Yeah.
still allowing us to get through and overcome things. Music is just the universal language. And
Mm-hmm.
I think about a song, it might help me get through a breakup. It might help me go out for that job interview. It
Yeah.
might help me, start that business. It might help me to not commit suicide. It's like,
Oh,
that it's
real.
those extremes. It's for
Yeah.
people, for us all. It's
Yeah.
music that has an energy and a spirit to it that I feel like impacts people. And I wanted to authentically and genuinely give people all of me and not
Yeah.
this filtered version of a politically correct Avere who
Right.
be religious or any of those things. I'm very spiritual, but I'm not religious at all. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just a connector, and I just believe in just reaching out to everybody and connecting with people. So this music is like, it's some stuff about love. It's some stuff about F you. I don't want to talk to your ass no more. It's just real shit. It's about
Right.
inspiration. It's about like getting to your next level. It's some
Mhm.
encouraging stuff, but it's then some ass shaking music on there.
Hey,
You feel me? Because we
I
need to
do.
do that.
Yeah,
Um,
try this out for sure.
yeah, and I'm a smoker. You know, I wasn't
Okay,
gonna smoke on
okay,
camera, but I am into the herbal essence, and
yeah.
so I have songs that I think are kind of like, I guess, stoner music is what people
Okay,
call.
okay.
Um, it's just all me. It's just all layers of me, and I
Yeah.
think that people gonna connect with it because we
Hmm.
all have a lot in common. At the end of the day, we all, go through so much, and this music is just to help people have something to vibe to when they going through they shit, whether it's a good, bad, up, down, happy, sad, all around the way. It's gonna be music that you could vibe to, that you could relate to, and that's definitely coming from my pen. And a couple co-writers from my team, Dimitri Green,
Yeah.
working with this duo named Modula. They're really awesome. Um, you see, I'm just rambling. I'm just talking. I'm
Hey,
just
it is
like,
okay because that's what this is all about. You know what I mean? This is a conversation that we're
that's right.
having about you, your career, what's going on. So we are
Yes,
totally okay with that. But while we're doing that, I'm going to take a brief break to thank everyone
yes.
who's tuning in and everyone who will tune
Thank
in and
you,
watch the
Jack.
replay. We're meeting
Absolutely.
Avere,
Thank y'all for
singer,
being here with me.
songwriter, producer. Hey, what'd you say?
I said thank y'all for being here with me and Ashley J.
For sure, for sure. Summer Hutchinson, thank you so much for joining us. She says, hey, y'all.
So beautiful.
So what's up, Summer? And thank you everyone again for joining us, whether you're tuning in now, whether we're live, or watching the replay. This is
Right.
all for you. So, Avere, tell us a little bit about if you could go back in time and talk to yourself at the beginning of your career, what would you tell yourself and why?
I would tell myself to get organized
Yes.
and to have a plan. Uh, Talent is great, and I've said this before.
Mm-hmm.
That talent is only a small percentage of what it takes to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
It takes more than just your talent. It takes
Right.
time management.
Yes.
It takes having the right team because you're not gonna be able to do it yourself all
Mm-hmm.
the way. You're gonna have a ceiling as to how far you can go just alone. But
Right.
you should get a rhythm and a system of your own to even encourage people or want people to be a part of what you got going on.
Right.
So I just tell myself to trust the process, to be more organized.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell myself, you got it,
A.
because I think I spent so much time doubting myself and so much
Mm-hmm.
time procrastinating. I tell myself, if you don't get this shit done, um, you
Get it
know,
done.
finish writing that song.
Right, right,
Get in the studio, finish drawing that pictures, finish painting that piece, finish, that whatever it is. This is for all you creatives out there.
there you
I
go.
know people that, we start stuff, but we have to finish it. We
Yes.
have to finish it. And then once you finish it, release it into the world. Release it into
Right.
the earth. Don't hold on to it. Let your light shine. Let your magic shine. Your gift gonna make room for you. So
Exactly.
I would just tell myself that. And I'm excited though because I felt for a while that I was behind, and we all may have these times where we feel uh like we just not moving fast
Yeah.
enough, haven't
Mhm.
achieved it. But like, I'm really learning to trust the process, and
Yeah,
as I look back, I'm thinking like, whoa, I wouldn't have been ready for that.
exactly.
I wouldn't have been ready for that, but I'm ready now for
Yeah,
this. And so it's a great um feeling to know that you've evolved,
exactly.
that you're growing, and so that's where I'm at.
Awesome, awesome. So you spoke a little bit about building a team. So let's talk about relationship building in the entertainment industry. So talk a little bit about that with us. What's been your experience?
Network, network, network. If
Yes,
you are an introverted person, that's cute and that's cool, and do it at home, because you're gonna have to. And honestly, don't even do it at home because you need to be on your phone, social media, in
exactly.
the Clubhouse app, and on Instagram.
Exactly.
There's
Tell
so
us.
many apps. I'm old. I'm like, what the hell? What's it called? But it's important because it's tools that help us to connect with people in
Yeah.
our field, or even outside of our field. I've been doing a lot of cross branding and
Mm-hmm.
working with people in other genres of music or other fields of the industry. Like
Mhm.
now, I still always want to meet artists. I always want to meet producers. But
Right.
now specifically, I want to meet music supervisors. I want to
Mm.
know the radio PDs. I want to know the
Yes.
playlist curators. I need to know all of the creative directors and photographers and
Mhm.
videographers. That's kind of the lane of where I'm at because I haven't. I'm not saying I've mastered music, but I've kind of like I got some
You
things
know,
in my
you
head. I
know,
got
you know,
been
you
doing
know.
this for a long time, working with the
It's a
best
little
of the
time
best. So it's like it's time to expand and to always stay sharp with the music. But I need to do more. You got to have more streams of income and
now.
um, more to offer the public. So
True.
connect with people. Um, don't always I always say that it's not good to be the smartest person or the
Mm.
best in the room.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now I'm not saying you need to be amongst no goofies, but like you need to be and you don't need to be the weakest link in the room either.
No.
But you should always be around people who are inspiring you and who
Right.
are leveling up as well because that's gonna help you to sharpen your craft and to get
Yes.
more knowledge and get more resources. Me just working with Wanye, for Boys to
Mhm.
Men. I've met so many people. Like this dude literally called me like, "Hey, Jacquees wants to work with us. You want to come
Hey.
tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah." And now I have a song that I wrote with Jacquees.
Yes.
It's that simple. And it's just because of relationships. It's not that simple, but it is that simple. If you build meaningful relationships,
Right.
do business, have good energy, and give people a great experience when they come into contact with you.
Exactly.
Unforgettable experience.
Exactly. So let's rewind a little bit. We talked a little bit about you as an entertainer, you as an artist. Let's talk about you as a songwriter, right?
Me as a
Talk about your
songwriter,
songwriting process.
it's
Favorite part.
crazy because I love writing music, and I started as a poet. Shout out to my poetry teacher or theater teacher from uh,
Oh,
from high school. Her name is Red
yeah.
Summer. Well, her name is Ayana Mohammed, but she goes by Red Summer. And I was in this middle college program at Olive Harvey Middle College in Chicago, and
Mm,
we had this thing called Verbal Remedies,
mm.
and it was a touring and competing poetry team.
So
It was
awesome.
so incredible, and that's really where I got my start as it relates to
Right.
songwriting. I was writing before that, but this is that shift of like I want to do this for the rest of my life. I
Right,
love this,
right, right. Yes.
you know. And I thank God for that opportunity because lyrics to me are like that's the bread and butter of a song. I
Mm-hmm.
think melody, of course, and lyrics, like, and sometimes these days people have forsaken both, especially lyrics.
Mm,
There's, some great writers out there, but the newer music today, I feel like the writing has been compromised. The
mm.
writing has been compromised because everybody
Yes.
just want to bop, and it's a way I think to bop and still, have substance. To
Exactly.
bop and still be like, damn, that was some dope ass shit, but fuck,
Exactly.
that made
What
me
did you
feel
say?
something. I'm not saying you gotta. I don't want people to have to overly think all the time, but
Right.
I said you should still be able to connect to it and feel something and know that effort was put
Mm,
into the lyrics and there was a
mm,
meaning. For me, writing is like creating a world that didn't exist before. This song is literally a new world,
mm,
sonically, emotionally, visually. A story that we're telling through our lyrics, through our expression of art, through sound. So, like, I approach music and I approach songwriting as if I were building a house.
mm.
And then outside of that house, you got to think about, well, where is this house? Like, what neighborhood is this house in? Who lives in this house? Like, who drove past? Like, what music is on? Like, every part of that story should be in the song, and
Mm.
enough for people to go to that world. You
Yes.
know, you have to be that time machine, right? To
Yes.
take you to that world through the music. So writing for me is a whole nother process. And then when I go into to the vocal production, I'm looking at it from a whole nother perspective with colors. Like it's all colors
Mm,
and numbers at that point.
mm,
So I go on this whole journey of euphoria and fantasy and music and just colors and rainbows and shit,
All that.
um, to achieve this music. And
Yeah.
so I love when people hear it. So far, I've gotten that feedback that lets me know that they see exactly what I wanted them to see, or they feel, in that ballpark of what I was feeling or what I
Mm.
wanted them to feel. And that's when your music is translating.
Right. Because
So,
that world you created, people were able to step into it and see it. And like you said, they were able to feel it. And they got
yeah,
transported to where you
yeah.
wanted them to go.
They asses got time jumped. They time hopped their ass right into my song, and now we in 1950 somewhere, or in 3000. You
Yes.
know, you know.
So awesome.
So
I
yeah.
want to thank Dawn Green for tuning in with us. She says, hey, you guys.
What's up, y'all? I can't see their comments, but let me see.
When
Is
we
it?
come back, at the end of the interview, you'll be able to go back and
Oh, I see it right now.
you see him now? I was
Summer.
looking at him.
Hey, Don. What's going on?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I've
Yeah.
been on your lives, you know what I mean, from time to time, checking you out. And one of the things that you said that stuck out to me, you said artists should put out work every year, right? And
Hmm.
this year, you're putting out your album that we talked a little bit about it. Tell us what we can expect from this song that you just released. Tell us a little bit about the song that you just released, your first single.
I just released a song called Bulletproof. It's actually, I wouldn't say it's the first single from the EP that's coming up, but
Right.
it was just a song that reflects the times, because I feel like as artists, that's our duty to
Yes.
have music that timestamps what was going on in the world when you release this song. It shouldn't just be
Right.
ass. Although I love Big Sean, that's one of my favorite songs. I'm just saying. Outside of that, we also should do music, and I love Big Sean. He does other type of music too,
Right, right.
that really make you think, and that's like reflecting what's going on. So, Bulletproof is about the injustices that we as African American people have faced.
Mhm.
It's not a somber song. It's a song of resilience and of
Mm.
power. It's really a bop of its own.
Yes.
But it's really like a inspirational, like, hell yeah, we about to get through this shit type
Right.
of song. Um, and I love it. We did a video for it. I shot it right in the middle of the protests
Wow.
in
So awesome.
LA, downtown Los Angeles. This past summer, I was really moved by it. And the crazy thing is, we wrote this song years ago,
Mm.
and it was about a whole nother, you know, killing that was going on. Some other hashtag, unfortunately, that
Right.
this song was still relevant to. But
Right.
then this next time came around, with Floyd, and we were just like, we have to do a visual. These riots are so impactful into the community
Right.
and to the culture, and there's so many young people out here and fighting and using their voice to get change,
Hmm.
or to fight for change. And I just want to be a part of that. And
Right.
so it just lined up. It's sad that we still have to make music
Right.
about these issues, but it's
Mhm.
necessary. And I'm hoping that you guys check it out. It's a great
For sure.
visual. Shout out to DJ Storm and to Dimitri Green and my whole
Mhm.
team who did the visual. We had no budget. We still made it work because we just wanted to really
Beautiful.
capture the true, raw, authentic vibes. It wasn't about like being fancy. Although the
Right.
video came out good and we have celebrity stylists and all
Well,
that stuff,
okay.
but the
Tell 'em.
intention was very like meek and mild and very humble, like to
Mhm.
just reflect the stories of
Mhm.
those signs and the
Right.
people's voices and the marching, and us holding our fists up and being like, this shit is not right, and we tired of talking about it,
You know,
but we will talk until we have to,
until
until
we're heard.
until we're heard. That's right. So that was what this song is about. But my other music, um is so different than that. It's still powerful, and it still has that energy of like evolution and like overcoming shit and just like
Mhm.
on the up and up. But I would say it's not as political. The other music is
Got it.
a lot more personal and a lot more
Mhm.
vibey and just relatable, to all people, because
Mhm.
I'm always pro black. Hell yeah. Come on, look
Right.
at you see all of this melanin. I'm all pro black, and I'm also pro humans and just
Right.
people,
Mhm.
pro um, community. So I want to have music that is for everybody. That's not excluding any
Color.
gender or color group or demographic or age
Mhm.
group. And for me, it's always been, especially recently, um, having that balance because being the protege of Gladys Knight,
Yeah.
sometimes people assume my music is more so like her music, and I do have
Mhm.
music that would be comparable. Like me and
Mhm.
G talked about, I can't believe this, but Gladys even mentioned, and I think it might still happen. What if I were to open for her on a tour?
Oh yeah.
Go on tour, but I'm an open and act. Like, what music would I do? I have music that would actually fit, and it
Right.
still would be me, and it wouldn't be old school because she got
Right.
that on lot. She got that on lot. But you know, it's music for everybody. Is my point. I have
Yeah.
music that my mom could listen to, but I got music that my 10-year-old daughter can listen to. Then I
Right.
got some music that my mom or my 10-year-old daughter should maybe not listen to.
Maybe not.
Because it's just all too grown for them, too
You know.
man, manish.
You
So I
know.
just got stuff for everybody, for every move, for every vibe. Um, Try to have a vast spectrum of color and
Mhm.
sound and texture,
Right.
and
So awesome.
I can't
So,
wait.
I can't wait either. I'm gonna be front row. Okay,
Go,
front row.
yes,
So
ma'am.
let's talk a little bit about culture moguls and artists. Speaking of like different colors, different shades.
Mhm.
When it comes to an artist approaching you or you approaching an artist, what are you looking for when you're looking to sign an artist?
You know, I've been in this interesting place, and I can't believe that I'm really at a place where I have the opportunity to sign artists.
Right.
I hate saying that, but it's true. We do need paperwork, but it's more so like we're signing going to partner.
Yes.
I like to work with people who believe in teamwork and partnership.
Mhm.
It's never about me owning nothing. I have my own music, my own career, and I try to always stay in my own lane so that I don't have to depend on anybody for my
Right.
own check and my own success.
Yeah.
But it's still good to connect and plug into like-minded people and
Right.
see how you could build to what God is doing in their lives, or how
Mm.
how you could connect. So for me, I look for artists that are self-contained
Okay.
um, most of the time. Now there are cases that you know they raw talent, and I just like, damn, they just need help. All right, let's do it.
Mhm.
But for the
Mhm.
most part, I like artists that have already evolved enough to a certain level and know what they need to like. They doing it actively, so they don't even need us, and that
Right.
makes you want to help more because it's like, damn, the whole world should know you. You're
Right.
doing everything right, kid. I
Yeah.
got artists like that. That's I call them kids. They grown, but they younger than me. They like in their 20s, but it's like they're
Right.
doing the right stuff, and they just might need an opportunity to be heard. They just
Mhm.
might need to know how to properly, register their songs with their PRO,
Right. Yeah.
or to copyright their stuff, or pitch it to a network, or I feel like I'm the gas station, or our company, if you will. We're the gas station. You come and get your fuel, and then you go do your shit. Like we're not trying to stop you. We giving you the fuel, and that what I mean by fuel, it might be me writing a song for you. Here, there's your fuel. Go sing
Right.
that shit. Go make your money. Or it might be me vocal coaching you and getting you prepared for a live performance. So
Mm.
whatever it is, however we can contribute to artists that we work with, we
Mm.
try to really be that gas station and give them every tool they need. If we don't have it, we'll figure it out. I've called many celebrities and brought in favors and all kind of shit for artists that I work with, or for an initiative that I really believe in. So
Right.
it's all about community. I can't stress this enough. It's about artists. Oh, now let's get to it. When it comes to the singing, let's be specific. I want you to be a singer. I want you to be a true vocalist. I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of you know, vibey music out there. Everybody, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. And I love it. I'm here for
Mhm.
all of the vibes. But I want some real singing too.
Yes.
Up in all of them damn vibes. You ain't got no music up in there. I need real music, and I need somebody to really take this singing shit serious. It's a
Right.
lot of it's some talent out there. Like artists like her and
Mm.
Lucky Day, and Summer Walker. I really do like her. I don't know if she's singing as much as she could. She's kind of
Mhm.
just to me a vibe, but
Mhm.
she's a great vibe and she's very talented.
Yeah.
But I love artists that are like, I'm looking for singers. Like Celine Dion and Whitney
Yes.
Houston, and like,
All the
you
way.
know, Imogen Heap, and people
Yes.
like Maroon 5, you know, that's just dope. Or, you know, your PJ Mortons and your
Hmm.
Jasmine
Hmm.
Sullivans,
Yes.
you
Speak
know.
about it.
Yo, Jasmine's the fucking standard for me. Her,
Love it.
you know, and I love Brandy, and I love Brandy.
Yes.
She's amazing. So those type of artists, Wanye, you know, the older seasoned artists like Gladys and
Hmm.
Stevie Wonders. I'm looking for artists that have that magic. They don't have to sound like these guys, because you can
Right.
never sound like Stevie. I mean, it's very few, but you can never really you just need to have that magic and that
Yes.
presence. And I think being an artist these days is a fad, and it's popular.
Mhm.
And I get it, and I like that people are channeling their inner creative genius. But
Right.
I just want um that real raw talent that, like,
Mhm.
you know, the Lord gave them this gift. Oh
Yes.
God.
That
And
gift.
you were meant to do this. This wasn't
Yes.
you didn't just buy a computer and an interface and you're an artist because you got Instagram followers. You
Right.
know, no, not to anybody who does that, because I can learn from you too. Please come
Right.
teach me how to do that shit.
Yes.
Um, but there's some exceptionally talented artists that need to be heard, that I feel
Yes.
like their gift, their talent was for the world. And like, I could just see the chains being broken, or the
Yes.
weights being lifted, or whatever it is that their voice is gonna do for people.
Mhm.
I could see that happening in the future, and I want to be a part of that. And so I look for artists that make me excited to do music again.
Yes.
Uh, you know, when you hear a voice and you see somebody grinding, and you know they really mean what they singing about, or they just
Mhm.
really a good person, it makes you want to be like I've literally, and this is so crazy, because I promised myself that I won't do this next year. Because
Okay.
for the last many years, I won't say how many years, I've
Okay.
put my own music on the back burner, because
Mhm.
I've fallen in love over and over with these artists. And
Mhm.
I'll continue to fall in love with artists and support and do what God calls me to do. But I
Right.
just feel that this season I have to really do me.
Yes.
And I have to stop running to go work
Mhm.
for everybody and work for myself, and let it work
Right.
for me, and let it work for me.
Let
So
your talents, let your gifts, let your energy, let your resources, all that work for you.
yeah, and it's very challenging, because when you know a lot of people, and you like, I don't get me wrong, I'm never sitting here like I don't call them favorites. I call them favorites all the time to a certain very small group of my inner circle,
Right.
because
Right.
they has be calling on favorites for me too. But as it relates to just networking and the people that I know, I feel that I have a lot of favor with people that
Mhm.
I haven't necessarily tapped into.
Okay.
And I always want to make sure that when I ask people for stuff, or just connect with people, you want
Mhm.
it to be equal. You want it
Right.
to be equal. Like, you don't want to be like asking for something and then you don't have nothing to contribute. You don't have nothing to
Right.
offer,
Right.
because then it just gets weird, and then you look and feel like a moocher.
Yeah.
Uh, so for me, I'm very weird about that.
Mhm.
But recently, I've been seeing that there's so much support out here,
Mhm.
more than we sometimes even want to accept or want to
Mhm.
believe. And so I've been in a space of really um, being appreciative of the authentic love and support that comes in, open and letting it in with open arms when it
Right.
feels good, when it feels right, and it's genuine.
Right. So,
Because yeah, that's how I connect with people.
hey. I want to thank Jennifer Watts for tuning in with us. Don Green says, that's dope. Jennifer Watts says,
What's
hello,
up? What's up,
everyone.
y'all?
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let's get into some fun questions. All right.
Yes.
Guys, what are some of your top 3 favorite Black movies?
Some of my top 3 favorite Black movies:
Black movies.
Coming to America,
Of course.
uh, Love and Basketball.
Yes. Classics.
Um, what else?
Give me one more.
The Color Purple.
The Color Purple. You picked some classics, man.
These are, yeah, I just love the classic old, yeah. Those are just movies that like were big for my life, and just like, like inspired me, movies that made me want to do acting and just
Right.
like love stories and stories of overcoming, and just then that funny ass Coming to America. And it's crazy because I hear that Coming to America 3 is on the way.
I
Or
know.
is it 2? Is
Too.
it 2? That's what I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about 3.
You're
See,
you're
I'm already
speaking
on
it
3.
into
I'm ready
existence.
for 3. Oh, Sister Act 3 is coming, right?
Let's try three.
That's
Yes.
that I have to say Sister Act, of course, as
Yes.
well.
You gotta add
Hell
that one.
yeah. The fuck? That movie changed my life. Anything Whoopi does.
Anything.
And I hear that, her and Tyler Perry are doing this one, and that should be really interesting. But I think
Yeah.
he's just been so phenomenal lately. I mean, forever, Tyler. I guess I sometimes have heard mixed reviews. I haven't worked with Tyler, but
Okay.
I think the overall thing is I'm very proud of what
Yes.
he's doing for our people. And
Exactly. For sure.
yeah, I can't wait to hear that. I can't wait to see that movie.
Yes. Awesome. 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 And so, who is playing on your playlist right now?
My playlist it has her on it.
Okay.
It stays with some Celine on there.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I've been getting into Lucky Day.
Okay.
You know,
Lucky
he's
Day.
good. I like a lot of ratchet trap stuff.
Hey, from time to time, we need to hear that. Okay.
Yeah,
There's
period.
time and space all the time. Time and
And
space.
I love jazz. So I listen to a lot of Ella Fitzgerald,
Okay.
one of my favorite vocalists of all time.
Taking it
Um,
back. Taking it back.
I try to listen to stuff that I listen to stuff I wouldn't normally listen to. So my playlist might just be, I guess it's not it's like when you search a playlist and
Okay.
let it play, because I want to be inspired by sounds and new things
Yeah.
that's out of my genre. Because then when I apply it to my music, it's a whole new world of sound and things that I
Right.
probably wouldn't have been exposed to just being this black R&B kid from Chicago. So now I'm listening to music from Ukraine and music from Australia and artists
Right.
from overseas that sing a different way and have a different tongue and a different dialect, and it's opening my mind up to the possibilities of what if that was meshed with R&B.
Right.
What if that was meshed with this jazz shit that I'm doing, or this shit and this shit, and it's just a whole new pot of gumbo goodness of music and sound. And that's why it's so hard to really stick in a box and say a genre. And I've never wanted to be confined to one anyway. So I'm
Right.
grateful for all the cross pollination that's
Yeah.
happening in music. But yeah, my playlist is filled with anything that make me bob my head, or
Yeah.
anything that make me think or want to dance. Because sometimes they don't have to have a beat, but it's
Right.
just a smooth melody, and it's just some real
Mhm.
words and some real shit. And I'm just as inspired or moved by it as if it was a beat and I was at the club. So
Right.
music for me take me on all of these journeys, and I want to listen to artists that up and coming, artists that are,
Yeah.
I listen to everything. I listen to everything.
So exciting. Well, unfortunately, we have reached the end of this week's
Already, this has been
episode. Yes,
amazing.
this has been dope, dope,
This has been
dope.
super dope. I love it, and I didn't even feel so quarantini.
You know,
You
I
know,
told you we are gonna have a good time, and we did,
I
right?
told you. You told me. I mean, you told me you kept your word.
I kept my word.
Woman of her word, ladies and gentlemen, Ashley J.
Ashley J. So, two quick questions before we let you go.
Okay.
What words of motivation would you like to leave our audience with on this week's episode of the Black Motivation Broadcast?
Yo, black is such a amazing entity. I can't even call it just a color
No.
or just a race, but we're this whole power. Um, believe in your magic. Believe in Go back to your passion. Go back to your passion. I challenge you to go back to your passion. A lot of us have had to work jobs to you know, just pay bills, honestly.
Mhm.
And this pandemic has laid a lot of people off. Is honestly inspired a lot of people to go back to their passion. And
Yeah.
so I'm saying that because what you're passionate about is that thing that I would say is your gift. And
Right.
it's gonna make room for you, and it's gonna be lucrative for you if
Mhm.
you connect to it and you're doing what you love and connect with people that have that same energy.
Yeah.
Study to show yourself approved. If you're a singer or a aspiring artist or singer, maybe, you know, certain things don't come as easy to you vocally. Don't give up. That doesn't mean you don't have a gift, but you still got to work at it. You know, a lot of us want that microwavable success, and I feel like that is a disservice to us when we stay in that ideology. We have to get back to being a student,
right,
of our craft, and being around people that's going to challenge us to grow. So I challenge you to grow.
challenge us to grow. I think the word of the day is grow.
That's
Thank you
right.
so much for that. So how can we find you? How can we support you? How can we tune in and plug in?
Hey, you see my name right here? I want you guys to tune in to me. It's AVEHRE. It's 6 letters. AVE, like Avenue. HRE. AVEHRE. And a quick little story about it. My name is Brandon Avery Smith. And when I thought about my artistry, I thought about, at the core of me, I'm this artist who really loves music and loves people. And I have to just sometimes look inward, but then step outside of myself and just do it. So AVEHRE means Avery is here. So you look at my name, those it's Avery in the middle, that core. AVE is from my middle name, Avery. And then HRE is from the word here. So it just means Avery is here, and that's how I came up with AVEHRE. And I want you to tune in with me on all social platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, this Clubhouse thing that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, YouTube, my website, IamAVEHRE.com. All of these things, and you'll see me in the press, and you'll see me doing a lot of stuff in fashion coming up, and music and philanthropy and education, and motivational speaking, and just the works. So this is a great opportunity for me to share, and I'm so grateful that you've allowed me on your stage today in your room to let people know what's going on in the world of AVEHRE.
So exciting. Well, I want to thank you so much. You have brought it today. You have told us
Thank you.
stories. You know, you
No,
have
you
got all
brought
the
it.
energy.
You're such a beast at what you do, and I want to just say publicly, thank you for this, because like even with the challenge earlier, you were so easy to work with, and you were so accommodating, and I just love that energy. It just makes it so much better, and it just allows us to come on here and just share and be completely transparent, and just no anxiety, and just feeling that love and that energy. So thank you, Miss Ashley. We gotta do this again.
For sure. We already talked about it. We're going to do it again.
That's right.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, AVEHRE. This has been an awesome episode.
Y'all tune in. Y'all come back and watch this.
Yes. Tune
All right.
in, comment,
Share
like,
it.
subscribe, share, all that. We are out, y'all.
Peace.